Thank you. And it's a big one because we don't just have one CEO. We actually have all three CEOs of Microsoft over the last, 50 years now. They are celebrating their 50th anniversary. It's a big one. Let me tell you who's here. The three CEOs of Microsoft throughout its history. Bill Gates is here, the founder of the company, of course, Steve Ballmer and Satya Nadella. This is a great moment to talk about the last 50 years of Microsoft. That's why I flew out here. But while I'm here, I need to talk to you about this, which is Microsoft really, and it's a manifestation of the American dream and the manifestation of what turned out to be a global business that generated a global business, not just for Microsoft, but for so many other companies around the world. And so on a day like this, when everybody's trying to understand what they're supposed to think about these tariffs, not just the impact on Microsoft or others, but I'm curious what all three of you think of this and what you've been thinking over the last 48 hours. Satya?
Yeah, to me, Andrew, it just comes down to, as an American company, as a multinational company, I feel that, we have to earn the license to operate in every country, one country at a time, right? Every country is going to do what is right for themselves, starting with the United States. And so therefore, I always go back and say, is Microsoft adding local surplus, right? Are we making businesses in that country more productive? Are we making public sector more efficient? Are we helping with health outcomes, education outcomes? So as long as our contribution to the local society and the local economy is there, we have a license to operate. It's true in the United States, it's true in France, it's true in Indonesia. And so that's kind of what will ground us. These things, whether it's trade and so on, will come and go, but we're very,
But
very
will it
focused.
come and go, and is it going to change your own plans? I mean, this is a company that's broken down barriers itself around the world. And so, and now the United States is putting up a big barrier that's going to change, I imagine, the economics of your business, the economics of your client's business. You're going to be buying or not all sorts of computer equipment and other things to build out data centers.
There are two ways to look at it, right? One is the short term, then the long term. In the short term, I look at it and say, whatever happens, whatever readjustment happens, we are, for the first time, really supplying what is the essential non-durable commodity called intelligence. The world has never had this, right? When Bill started in 75, software was the thing. Right. And today we have a more essential and it's non-durable. Like nobody's going to get up in the world anywhere and say, hey, I need less of it, I need more of it, and I need it daily. So we'll see how all that shakes out. The second thing is 50 years from now or 25 years from now, what is the one thing you can be guaranteed of? Is the world needs more compute. So I want to keep those two thoughts and then take one step at a time. And then whatever are the geopolitical or economic shifts, we'll adjust to it.
Okay, let's talk about those. I'm curious from both of you and what you think of the tariffs themselves. You've talked to the president before, Bill. What's your reaction to this? Other CEOs calling you, talking to you? What are you guys talking to each other about in this context?
I'm not that expert on what the economic effects are going to be. So far, it's just on goods, but, will it eventually be on services? Who knows? Microsoft has benefited from being a center of innovation and now, building out many countries around the world, our engineering capacity. So I'm sure that we'll adjust. I'd say the biggest trend in the world today, even beyond the complex geopolitics, is the arrival of AI. It's kind of weird to think a company's 50 years old and the most profound decade will probably be the next one. I'm surprised the politicians aren't talking more about AI. I think that's the next wave is each country trying to shape, lead into this new AI era.
Steve, do you have a view? You never hold back. So what do you actually think is going on here?
I'll say two things. Number one, I took just enough economics in college to have said tariffs are actually going to bring some turmoil.
Right.
Now, whether that's desirable, undesirable by any government around the world and its citizens, the democratic process or whatever process is in place.
But do you three think it's desirable?
I think that disruption is very hard on people. And so a decision to do something for which disruption was inevitable, that needs a lot of popular support. And nobody could game theorize exactly who was going to do what in response. So I think citizens really like stability a lot, and I hope people, the individuals who will feel this, because people are feeling it, not just the stock market, people are going to feel it. We'll see. Now, as a Microsoft shareholder, this kind of thing is not good, and it creates opportunity. To be a serious long-term player, we've invested. You started in '78, working internationally. Microsoft has to be great for its customers, and if it does, no matter what happens in the short term with revenue, profits, share price, it gives an opportunity to reemerge and to tell the citizens, not only in this country, but in France, in Japan, around the world, Microsoft is there for you. We're always going to serve you in the right way.
And real quick.